Hey everyone, what's up? It seems like we finally got some news in regards to a possible sequel to Aliens Fireteam Elite, something called Project Macondo, a new chapter in the Aliens Fireteam Elite third-person co-op shooting saga that improves upon the mechanics, atmosphere, and excitement of the original. I really hope this comes up true. Like it seems like leaked information about this, like a roadmap for future plans, which I hope they manage to come up true. Sometimes they make some certain plans or some expectations to future games, and not everything goes as planned. Not all gaming projects end up like becoming real, but well, let's hope for this because I have been ever since I completed pretty much like everything on Aliens Fighting It. Ever since I completed like all the campaign, all the difficulties, managed to level up all my classes. Pretty much like I was done with the game, and now the main game has been kind of abandoned. Pretty much all my friends stopped playing, and pretty much most people don't really play anymore because there's not much to do. Like after you pretty much grind and get your way through the game and unlock everything, there is not much else to look for. So I was hoping for more. I really hoped they could have made another campaign DLC like they did with the one that you had to fight against the pathogen creatures, which I think was really good. That managed to bring so much life into the game again, but ever since they did the last update, the game has been kind of stale. So I was hoping for more, and for me, the more Alien or Predator games they make, the better. Really hoping for more. Fight through an epic new story campaign with a squad of 2 AI companions or live players. So apparently it's going to be another game where we're playing with 3 players. It's going to be co-op only, and it's not going to be like a PvP mode. I think that would be cool. Something that like they did with Aliens Colonial Marines, which had like a mode where aliens against Colonial Marines. I thought that could be cool, but well, I mean, let's hope for just like the minimum here. Play as a member of Dagger Company, a battalion of Spec Op Xenomorph Hunters, each with unique abilities or weapons. Xenomorph Hunters specifically because we played as Colonial Marines. Colonial Marines are not specifically, like, they're not soldiers specifically made to fight the Xenomorphs, the aliens, you know? They do a lot of stuff. They're just normal soldiers, but of course they have, like, improvised to be able to combat the aliens. But in this case, they're like, it's supposed to be like a specialized team of soldiers that are, like, specialized on fighting against the aliens specifically, so it's, like, a little different. Engage in a diverse array of gameplay scenarios, including NPC interactions, alternative paths, which means like, because Aliens Fighting Elite, it's pretty much like linear. You don't really have much options on how to do things. If they mean alternative paths, so you have like more different ways to do things, navigation challenges, clue finding. It feels like it's gonna be more like interactive, like it's gonna be, I wouldn't say like open world, but like it's not just gonna be like you enter the mission, kill aliens in a specific order. It feels like it's gonna be, they're gonna like make more of a single player campaign, because I like Aliens Fighting It, but it didn't really have much of a story, which is something I like in single player games. The story is pretty much like vague. You don't really interact with your like the guys, the other marines from the ship, but they're like, it's not a game with cutscenes with much character interactions. Like there's not much. The storyline, we don't even have an ending cinematic cutscene for the end. You know, the game just ends. Oh, you finished the last mission. Now you can just replay in a higher difficulty. But maybe they are just trying, they had this idea of trying to make it more single player oriented, like more story oriented, you know? Compete with evolved enemy intelligence and behavior. Oh, the aliens are getting smarter. I don't think it's gonna be as smarter as the one in Alien Isolation, but if they can improve the AI for the aliens and make it more challenging, I think it can be pretty good, because the AI in the first game is pretty simple. The aliens are just gonna try to go to where you are and kill you, except the ones that spit acid from far. But I mean, aliens their behavior in regards to how to engage against you is pretty basic. I think the smarter one will be maybe the drone, because the drone tries to sneak you from behind. But apart from that, I don't think there's much to change onto the aliens AI. Challenge yourself in Annihilation mode, a new spin on Horde mode with a variety of objectives and encounters. I think this can be a good alternative. I mean, Horde mode, I think on its own is really fun. They just had to do a few things different. I think that in the first game, Horde mode was fun, but I would have made a lot, some things like more maps, like more enemy types. Come on, we needed like a alien queen boss fight at the end of the final horde wave, you know? Different options if you want to play like 10 waves, 20 waves, 30 waves, whatever. Like, have different things like that. But having different objectives, I mean, apart from like a normal horde mode, apart from that, if you could do like this, they have like one horde mode that is just killing waves of enemies, other one with like having to complete objectives. I think those are different options. I think the games always benefit from more game modes, so people are more entertained. You can always have different options of how you want to play. The introduction. The player fantasy is the centerpiece of the Aliens Fight Elite 2 story experience. When we refer to player fantasy, we mean the emotional and psychological experience that allows players to immerse themselves in a game world. This single-player element of game design directly impacts the player enjoyment and engagement in a game. The more powerful the fantasy, the stronger, the more immediate the player experience. I think this kind of just gets me to the idea that maybe let's try to make it more like not like the first one. Like I was saying, the first one's story was pretty vague. You don't really have cutscenes, don't really have characters. It's more of like a really gameplay oriented, you know. But if they're trying to do something more like actually single player game, I think that's really welcome for me. We're going to deliver a very specific player fantasy, being special force operators in the alien universe. In our game, the player is put in the shoes of a soldier of the Directed Action Group, also known as Dagger Company, a unit of specialized soldiers tasked with rapid response to suspected xenomorph activity. The Daggers have a single goal: extermination of the xenomorph life form and the rescue of unaffected humans. Forged into a weapon and tempered by fire, the Daggers are humanity's heroic answer to the greatest threat our species has ever faced. Now they're really increasing the hype here. Alien's Fireteam Elite 2 is a thrilling high-stakes blend of grounded military action and hard science fiction ideas. This approach includes a realistic portrayal of military operations, intelligence gathering, and the tactics employed the Daggers as they react to the conditions of the colony. Tension, suspense, and attention to detail, combined with a gritty visual presentation style, will combine to create a grounded, authentic military story. Even though these are larger-than-life science fiction things happening, the players should never feel disconnected from the weight or gravity of what is happening. They are living up really the hype here, and making it sound like this is going to be much better than the first game. The emotional cornerstone of the player experience is the relationship between the Daggers and the game principal NPC, Juliana. Has a character with a mysterious connection to the engineers. Oh no, what are they doing here? Okay, what? What do you mean mysterious? What does a human has to do with the engineers? Like, I know that the engineers we come from the engineers, whatever, but like exactly why are they going with this? What they're going with this shit? Juliana's journey to help the Daggers rescue the survivors of the colony is a journey into herself to confront the trauma and horrors of her upbringing on the colony. What, she's from the colony that this whole thing started, and sometimes the engineers. What, she met engineers? Like, what? I don't get it. I mean, I think this engineers thing, I feel like I'm very cautious about how they try to do this stuff in the expanded universe. They tried to bring engineers back in some comics, and it wasn't exactly like the best portrayal there. As a psychological complex character, Juliana's journey will help to ground the story and make the stakes feel personal. The commitment and determination of the Daggers and Juliana will allow players to connect with their struggle and sacrifice. Ultimately, we aim for our story to contribute to the Alien canon in the same way that the best things in the franchise have, by asking tantalizing questions and provoking engagement long after the experience has ended. Over the course of the game, we want to explain to players the exact circumstances of Juliana's origin. I don't like where they're going with this. Like, already, like, is she supposed to be like a human engineer hybrid? Like, oh man, I don't like when they try to go too much into lore stuff that is more like sensitive like this, you know. We do prefer for players to generate their own theories about some of the mysteries that are away. I just want to kill aliens, like it's a Clone Marine storyline. Focus on fighting the aliens. Just leave the engineers for, like, leave that shit for the movies. To be honest, I think it's more safe. The campaign, 10 missions. How much do we have in the first game? I think it was 12. Wasn't 12? Like, you have like 4 acts. No, wait, it was 9. No, 4 acts. 3 missions per act, so it was 12. I think it was 12, right? So the last missions, 8 hours of gameplay. Huh. Oh, this is like, oh, it's like the minimum scope, the minimum idea, and the ideal. So it will be more missions, 12 hours. I think Aliens Fireteam Elite, I think I managed to beat the game on Insane. I mean, on Insane it takes longer because you have to play super slowly. But I think it's around that. It's around 6 to 8 hours. I don't think it goes much over 8 hours on Insane. If you play on a easy difficulty, you can probably beat it on like 4 or 5 hours. Annihilation mode, one map with 1 arena, 1 map with 4 to 6 arenas, the ideal. Yeah, I mean, just 1 map. Oh wait, what's the difference here between map and arena? I wonder. I mean, I think 1 map for a game mode is not enough. You have to make it more. Like, it's just people are gonna get bored fast. So I would say like more better for this. Enemies, 9 core enemy types. I think the Fireteam Elite had more than the first game had more. Dagger characters, character kits, 3 dagger characters, or ideal fight. So it's not classes. It's not like Colonial Marine classes like you had the Demolisher, the Gunner, the Engineer. It's like instead of actually a class which you can make the character out of the class, they're actually having the idea of just like actual character. So it's not gonna be classes anymore, or maybe the characters, and then after that you come the classes. Weapons 13 total. Key gameplay features. Player kit. Project Macondo will feature fixed preset characters archetypes and non-customizable characters. Oh, that's bad. So like you're just gonna play as a specific character which you cannot change, you cannot customize it. That was like one of the good things about that I like it in the first game. I mean, because in the other Alien games that we had, AVP games, Alien games that we had, we couldn't really customize our character. Our character was pretty much like the same thing. Also, we managed to customize characters on Alien's Dark Descent, but it wasn't as good as the one in Fireteam Elite. Fireteam Elite, I think the customization was really cool. And they're gonna removing that. Like, I think this is a big mistake. Each of the 5 playable daggers has a unique signature weapon, an exclusive set of abilities. So like each character is like its own specific class. They all have like different abilities. Characters can also equip a basic weapon that rounds out their arsenal. Playable characters. This I don't like these names here. Swift, the Deadly, the Silent. Silent why? Because she doesn't talk much. Cloaking. She has a cloaking device. Oh, she's a predator. We have a predator in this game pretty much. Okay, let's start for the first one. Calcine Artemis. Agile Giant Slayer with throwing... What? Oh, no, wait. Wait. What am I reading here? Giant Slayer with throwing axe who can unleash ninja quick melee strikes. What? How are you gonna... Like, you're gonna try to kill the alien with an axe? You know that thing bleeds acid, right? It bleeds acid. Why are you gonna try to... Why would a human think that is a good idea to use melee? Well, like against alien, like what? It does have like a super suit, like one of those combat suits that we saw in the comics. Because unless they have that, I don't think that's gonna work. That's gonna look very silly for a guy to just try to slash aliens apart. Okay, that the Deadly Atlas, Unstoppable Berserker Battle Mech. Oh, I mean, if they are all using like a Berserker Battle Mechs, that's different. Oh, minigun. It uses a minigun, mounted cannons, a hulking armor. Like, it's like a fucking Iron Man, like super, like that. You know the Iron Man that is like a super tanky. It's like this like some super soldier shit. Okay, it looks like they are going like a little like above what we saw before. It's not like Colonial Marines anymore. Like we're talking about like super soldier, like it's territory. It's like you guys like you're like driving, like you're running like a super combat suit, which is gonna like with super armor, super weapons to be able to fight the aliens. Okay, that's a little different. The Silent Assassin, who's a cloaking device and precision sniper to defeat foes from far. You know, this actually works because, but I don't think cloaking is gonna work against the aliens. Like cloaking shouldn't work because the Predator cloak doesn't work against the aliens, so I don't think human cloak should work. But I mean, sniping, trying to attack the aliens from far, shoot, a sniper class. I think that's pretty basic. Commander, a aspiring leader who enhances the rest of the squad, quickly revive teammates and places shields. The classes kind of remind me of the ones from Alien's Dark Descent, actually, more than the ones from Fireteam Elite. The Ranger. Chiron, attack specialist who deploy drones that can scan for enemies and who wears a uplink that shares tactical data with your teammates. This is like the Recon class from the first game. Weapons, dual weapons, minigun, sniper, dual handguns. I mean, handguns and pistols. Isn't that pretty much the same thing? Whatever. Pulse rifle, battle rifle, pump shotgun. Where is this smart gun? Come on, you cannot make a Aliens game like it not bring this smart gun. Come on. This smart gun should be here. Each dagger has their own unique version of each ability category. Passive, unique bonus applied to dagger member or discard. Dash, this ability that enhances mobility. Melee, short cooldown melee attack. I don't like melee attacks in any games. Like I think that what I preferred in the original, like the older Alien or AVP games, is that if you want to kill an alien, you have to shoot it. You cannot just melee alien. It's not gonna work. It's just stupid. It's silly to think that a human can like just use melee, use their hands against an alien. It's just stupid. Speciality, medium cooldown ability that reflects the unique features of each dagger. Ultimate, a powerful long cooldown ability. Yeah, it's like the especially like the rockets from Demolisher, the overhit from the Gunner. Okay. Key social features. Project Macondo will not support native in-game voice or test chat. Okay, I guess we can just use Discord. Players will be able to communicate using first-person chat, using Steam or other platform. Okay, game coming to all the 3 platforms that came before Steam. Xbox, PlayStation. No monetization, no additional microtransactions are currently planned. That's good. There will be no gacha features or loot boxes in the game. I mean, if the game is barely, from the looks of it, the game is not gonna have customization, so I guess there's no point for any of those things. No advertisements on the game. There will be no advertisements in the game. Okay, rating. Okay, it's gonna be rated like R. There will be no user accounts in the game. Post-launch additions. Okay, so more Annihilation maps or story mission DLC. Yeah, I mean, I think that story mission DLC is probably gonna be better, but I mean, Annihilation maps, like more maps should be like by default. You shouldn't like add afterwards. Like, I mean, if you're gonna do a DLC, make it like a actually campaign. Prologue. Oh, they actually have like information in regards to like everything that's gonna be going on in this game. Cutscenes that introduce the player to the world of the directed action group. A fast-moving and exciting montage follows the newest dagger through the intense training methods meant to weed out the weak and reveal the hunter within the worthy. Okay. The pieces culminates in tragic loss when the squad commander sacrificed himself in order to enable the team to save a group of civilians. Okay, so the first mission, I mean the prologue part, is not going to be including any combat against the aliens. It's just going to be more like an introduction to the soldiers and how the gameplay mechanics work. Mission 1. Rallying from the death of their squad commander, Dagger Company arrives at the colony in response to a distress beacon. So classic alien story, there's a distress signal just asking for help. The colonial marines go there and the place is full of aliens. The Daggers are haunted by the last words of their commander to remember the mission. Daggers discover that the station has fallen into disrepair and is overrun by xenomorphs, of course. Making matters worse, the Daggers find evidence of a murder. But near the body, they also find a transmission device that connects them to Juliana, a human survivor who they believe may possess intel about what happened on the station. Oh, she's like the lone survivor that they find in the planet. Pressure for survival, Juliana stopped the Dagger to meet her at a survivor outpost. The Daggers hunt the xenomorphs in order to secure the survivor outpost and rendezvous with Juliana. Mission 2, they already have like pretty much like description or everything that happens. Mission 2, Daggers enact their contaminant protocol, gather intel, find survivors, and establish a contaminant zone. They must gather survivors and confirm that they are unaffected. Daggers partner with Juliana and explore one of the colony's residential areas to gather as many survivors as possible by traversing the corporate housing, executive penthouses, and Weyland-Yutani corporate headquarters areas. They meet multiple characters along the way, including the wise mechanic Kropcon and the, I don't even know how to, trendy leader Nathaniel. Mission 3, when Nathaniel disappears, the Daggers search for him, only to discover that the self-appointed leader has broken containment protocol for a risky thirst with a synth named Rebecca. Upon confirmation that Nathaniel is infected with pathogen spores, also he's not even infection with the aliens, so the pathogen is gonna be back. It's gonna be a main thing, like it was in the first game. They are like gonna be humans infected by the pathogen. The Daggers have no choice but to execute him in order to protect the rest of the survivors. The action creates emotional distance between the Daggers and Juliana, but when an attempt to find a lost child hiding in one of the buildings results in an explosive trap detonation, Juliana utilizes an engineered device to heal the wounded Dagger. Okay. Every time they mention the engineers of the storyline, I kinda like get this red flag. There's no time for the Daggers to ask Juliana about her usage of the engineered technology. Dagger Command has analyzed Nathaniel's blood scan and has now issued a containment order. The Daggers are to immediately complete extraction and infiltration of the survivors. The station will then be destroyed with the technical nukes. Oh, nuke from the orbit. Classic. Here we have more information in regards to a summary of every single mission. I think the first three here, it seems like pretty much like the same way that they mentioned the first three. They're just repeating this information. Just the Daggers go to the colony, they meet Juliana, and the same information. But from mission 4, the Daggers attempt to power the colony's tram system by climbing a generator structure. There's a lot of spoilers here because they're pretty much like telling you right away what you're going to be doing each mission. They proceed to Civic Center and hack into its archive room, getting access to a vast synth manufacturing factory. The Daggers eventually gain control over the colony's generator. Alongside Juliana, they resolve to rescue thousands of survivors trapped in Zone 7. The Daggers seek out mechanic Reggie in hopes he can help them turn on the colony's generator and find him at the Opera House. The Daggers defend Reggie from swarms of enemies while he repairs the generators. The activated generator triggers the entrance of the Alpha Xenomorph. Alpha Xenomorph, I mean, you can just call it like a Praetorian or Alien Queen, I don't know. I don't know what I mean by alpha. I mean, we had like aliens that are like bigger than the normal alien, the normal drone warrior, whatever. When they usually can be called like the Praetorian, the Crusher. We had like some other types like in other media, but or in the, I mean, there's the Queen. A boss style encounter ensues, and the daggers ultimately survive. I mean, of course, but I wonder what they mean by alphas. You know, I think that's gonna be like a Praetorian. Like it's just like the name, and they're just using different terms, but it's probably gonna be like a Praetorian. The dagger aboard because even if you was gonna be a queen, they would say alien queen. By alphas, you know, they probably mean like a alien that is like not normal one, just a bigger one. The daggers board Tran and join into the distance rail depot on mission 6. They stop in a colony urban zone, and the mission evolves into a set piece encounter atop a moving train. Juliana helps the daggers defeat the enemy assault, but the train is destroyed in the process. The daggers proceed into a labyrinth of train tunnels powered by engineered technology. That's just some into touching the engineer subject, you know, lately. In this Fireteam Elite, we had a bunch of engineer stuff, not alive, just a bunch of structures of that. And in Dark Descent, they actually went to the opposite. I mean, we had what we thought was going to be engineered technology, but it was actually something else. It was just another species. Juliana can manipulate engineered technology. I don't like this. Like, why? Because it's kind of reminding me more of what we had in like Aliens Dark Descent, where one of the characters has this deep connection, like this psychic, mental connection with the aliens or like engineers or something like that, or like the creatures that we saw in the end of Dark Descent. It's kind of feeling weird, to be honest. Upon reaching the rail depot on foot, the daggers battle another legion of synth enemies. Oh, okay. It's gonna be the same kind of enemies as the first one, from the looks of it. We're gonna fight synthetics, aliens, and pathogen creatures. Mission 7. Dagger Company is blocked from reaching the research facility by overgrown foliage from the greenhouse. They move through the dense jungle environment and manage to burn away the foliage, ensuring forest fire sequences pity players against Xenomorph in a flame-filled ruin. I mean, that looks cool. It looks like a cool idea in theory. Like, imagine like a burning jungle, and aliens like everywhere. I mean, just the look of it seems interesting. Daggers transvest down a graphic structure and encounter cultists. Oh, the cultists from Aliens Dark Descent are back. So like, is Omega Xenomorph? What the fuck is a Omega Xenomorph? What are they trying to do with this? Oh, okay. Seems like they are going more. I mean, this looks more of a sequel to Aliens Dark Descent than Aliens Fireteam Elite, to be honest. Like, just the way the terms, the way that the story is like, you know, the cultists, which are like the enemies. I mean, the enemies that we saw in Aliens Dark Descent, which are these guys that worship the Xenomorphs. They are trying to sacrifice, making a sacrifice to a terrifying mini boss enemy, the Omega Xenomorph. Wasn't that the final boss? Well, no, wasn't it called Omega or no? Uber. No, I think it was Uber in Dark Descent. That very like crazy, weird looking alien. The dagger assault the cultists then and battle against 3 Omega Xenomorph. Okay, we're getting a new type of Xenomorph here. Changes to the colony atmospheric processing have altered the station environment, causing the area to be coated with snow. The daggers take refuge in an icy cage with Juliana, who has been critically wounded. Mission 5. The daggers engage in a scripted standoff sequence with alien wolves. Okay, it's like because the aliens host was like a wolf. That's why they call it alien wolves. Like, it's like an alien that walks in 4 legs. I mean, just like the runners. Okay. Before meeting Sumiko, a clone of Juliana. What? A clone? Do they have those in the Alien series now? A clone? Or do they mean like a synthetic clone? Like a copy? But, okay. They must search for 3 elements in the Great Tree region that can be combined to stabilize Juliana. What? I mean, she's wounded. Like, just give her medicine, you know? What's 3 elements? Like, Great Tree? What the fuck they're doing here? That the storyline is getting weird. Yeah. The player engages in a minigame to concoct Juliana remedy before fighting a horde of enemies as they flee the area. Mission 10. The daggers entered the research facility and encountered a new resurrecting enemy type. Damn it. What does this how does this tie in with the aliens? What like I'm just getting more confused. It has more information about the storyline. No, it's just is like I just keep getting more confused. It has more information about the storyline gets revealed here. Damn it. Resurrecting enemy type. Like, they don't really tell if it's gonna be like a human or an alien or a pathogen creature. I'm just confused. Aliens are challenged by several navigation puzzles as they proceed to the facility. More detail about Juliana's backstory is revealed. I don't like this. The daggers encounter more navigation puzzles to reach a boss-style encounter against another Omega Xenomorph. Juliana aids the player by creating temporary energy bridges. The player must skillfully navigate before they can descend towards their final objective, the Nexus. Is this Gears of War now? Mission 12, the daggers must use quick reflexes and careful timing to navigate more environmental puzzles. Their abilities are enhanced by Juliana. Oh, she has fucking like special powers now? Who creates zero-G pockets that allow for longer jumps? What? What? The daggers fight what seems to be the game's final boss, this spell. You're calling the alien this spell? Like, okay. Out of all, why would you call alien this spell? Like, what? Does this alien can do magic now? Like, okay, I'm getting less excited about the ideas on this game. And Juliana appears to sacrifice herself. Good, she's dead now. I already dislike the character just from hearing this stuff. All of the survivors gather onto X-rotation trams with the daggers, who must defend the moving trains from attacking xenomorphs. They battle the actual final boss, a mutated Omega Xenomorph. Oh my god. Mutated aliens. Okay. Maybe it's like mutated by pathogen, like the mutated pathogen queen from the DLC of the first game. And must hold out against waves of enemies before Juliana arrives. Wait, didn't she die? She overclocks the dagger's armor, putting their ultimate attacks onto a very short cooldown, and dagger companies accomplish the mission. Yay! That's the end of the story, huh? Okay, just more information. We select 3-man squad. You can pick up 5 characters. Narrative bring players at the mysterious colony. It's gonna be like an orbital space station as the daggers seek to rescue the colony's abandoned survivors and uncover the station's many secrets. Oh, so it's not like a colony in a planet. It's just like it's actually a space station. But they call it colony. Okay. Each of the campaign, 10 to 13 playable missions are unlocked, whatever. Players can return to prior missions in order to replay them. It's possible to select different playable dagger in between missions. Okay, for difficulty we have easy, medium, hard, just normal 4 games for both story campaign and the Annihilation mode at launch. Which, I mean, if they say at launch, they probably say they are trying to maybe imply that they're gonna add harder difficulties. I think that was the case for... No, I think the Insane in the first game was always available. I'm not sure. In Annihilation mode, players explore new areas of the colonies to complete a sequence of randomly assigned objectives. As the dagger team pushes through successive waves of enemies, the challenges become greater. Players can upgrade their dagger with abilities and perks and enhancements to their engineered weapons. We have engineered weapons now, it's gonna be just human ones. They tried to do this thing, like in the comics, they had an engineer that was using an engineered weapon, but like humans using this, I just don't like it. It's not the kind of stuff that, I don't know, like... I feel like the chance of them fucking this up and making it look silly is just very high. The Annihilation map will include multiple different arenas arranged in a random configuration, so the experience will feel fresh with each playthrough. The Dagger Squad needs to complete a random number of objectives to win. Objectives are randomly assigned each time you play. Failure can occur if all Dagger Squad members are killed. You can find resupply areas, replenish ammo, the special engineered weapons. Okay, they are touching a very like sensitive topic here. Can be forward and deployed to enhance the player's combat prowess during play. These weapons will have a unique set of upgrades specific to Annihilation mode. Engineered weapons upgrades increase damage. It's gonna be like very OP. I can imagine like the engineered weapons just one-shotting every single alien type. All characters will have few spoken VO for every line of dialogue. Approximately 10,000 lines of the dialogue are planned for the full game. Okay, more on the music. Original SFX for new environment objective interactions. Multiplayer connectivity. Crossplay, please. Crossplay. Peer-to-peer multiplayer connection, allowing 3 players to connect and play together without need of back-end hosting service. Matchmaking will be prioritized by playing regions. Cross-platform play between PC, Xbox, and PlayStation will also be supported. Thank you. Narrative includes a diverse character roster with broad representation of inclusive. I don't give a shit about this. Localization, schools, distribution. Enemy types. Finally, let me see what I have here. The drone. Okay, the normal alien, a most common enemy in the game. just pretty much the same. Enhances behavior and intelligence. It clearly stalks its target before going for the kill. Ah, so it's not like the normal alien. It's like the drone that, like, not like the default alien is like the drone that we had in the first game. Like, because they made the default alien in the first game the runners. Like, the runners are like the kind of fodder, while the drone is like this sneaky alien that tries to act like the alien from the first movie, just attacking the player from behind. Spitter deploys out Spitter back just to spit more acid from you. Deploys the long range attacks that leave lingering damage pools on the ground. Okay, we have the close range alien, long range alien, Alpha, an armored close range bully that deals heavy damage and knocks the player out of position. It feels like it's the Crusher. It sounds like the Crusher. Omega, an imposing mini boss that commands other xenomorphs and unleashes punishing attacks. This sounds more like the Praetorian. The Facehugger, okay, that we know. Damned are a new type of creature being introduced to the Alien franchise. They reanimate after being killed. We have zombie aliens. It's like a zombie alien now. They reanimate after being killed and have access to both ranged and melee attacks. So it's gonna be like a zombie that spits acid and still can cut you with its claws. Zombie aliens. Is it because of the pathogen? Because the pathogen, I mean, they're trying to make it that they didn't have, like, I think something in the comics about dead aliens being like reanimated by pathogen. I don't know, it's just weird. Bosses. Shana. Dispel. Oh no. No. Xenomorph humanoid hybrid creature. Ah, man. They are really getting creative here. I mean, these xenomorphs are already hybrids just by themselves because they come out of a host from another species, you know. So, like, it's like a fucking newborn from Alien Resurrection, like a hybrid controls the other xenomorphs. Like, they're, I mean, where's the Queen? Where, like, the Queen controls the xenomorphs. You don't have to make a fucking alien-human hybrid to control the aliens. There is already an alien that does that, you know? Can summon waves of enemies to attack the daggers. This spell is vulnerable to engineered weapons. Wow, it's like this. Okay, they're really going crazy here. The Shadow Preacher, mutated Omega Xenomorph. This is Crompton's mutated final form. But Crompton? Who is Crompton? What the? This enemy will enhance Omega Xenomorph's abilities to attack. They are pushing a little too hard here with the alien types. Xenomorph move between 3 behavior states. Sentinel stalk in combat. Okay. The behaviors contribute to a terrifying, lifelike enemy that reflects the predatory engagements following enemy moves. Zealot. Their bodies corrupted by raw jelly. Oh, the raw jelly! That thing from is like a fucking steroid that gives like human super strength from the comics. The Zealot Storm plays like a horde of zombies. Okay, so now we have humans becoming zombies by eating Xenomorph Queen goo. Like, so they're just using like eating some fucking jelly that comes out of the alien queen to become like super zombies. Not really what I was hoping, you know. The synthetics, okay. Just millicent and a sniper scent. Okay. Drive matter is a UA element that represents the player's current state of battle consciousness. The matter feels as the player successfully performs dodging maneuvers. Precision shooting is like a bar that keeps building up as the battery that you play. Once the driver matter is full, the player can trigger the ultimate. It's like the ultimate bar. My god, they have to give it a different name for it. Engineered weapons, a new feature in the game. Powerful rare armaments are carried during the course of the play. In the story campaign, they are momentarily used during specific gameplay set pieces. In an Annihilation mode, they feature more consistently into the player kit and can be upgraded. This is gonna be OP. Their firepower and underlying engineered technology will provide special moments of gameplay that allow the player to tap into unique engineered powers. I wish they could show this to Ridley Scott, just so he can see what people are doing with his precious engineers and feel especially strong. I'm sure they will be. A gravity pulse, singularity launcher. It makes fires a fucking black hole. Zyper beam, sustained engineered string that unzips the molecular bonds of an enemy. A boost absolute 0 deploys a rocket that freezes its enemy to 0.01 Kelvin. Okay, it's like some really crazy alien technology. Micro missile. Okay, no, this is just. I mean, one thing is like something completely like humans can do, and the other one is just like a human weapon on steroids. Micro missile, mortar barricade, a mortar terrorist, a barricade of micro missiles. I'm hearing more about the Annihilation mode. Design docs are giving us a good amount of detail on what we'd like to align with the thing. This like seems like an ongoing like talk between the developers in regards to this. Level designs or environment they're trying to go with core launch set. Mention using corp housing and calling streets, but this would be variations of the environment sets. Just some more information about like their plans for Annihilation mode. Just like some things that they are thinking about it in regards to how to develop this game mode. To be honest, I'm more concerned about the main storyline than this, because it feels like they're going a little too crazy with the storyline. Difficulty scaling. Just variables in regards to how they should scale the difficulty, about ammo, about the objectives. Like it feels like they're just asking questions in how to debate. They're still like debating this. It's not like final. All this information here doesn't appear to be final. Everything they're still like in talks about how to develop. This is like the starting point, you know. Progression, how they should progress, what attributes contribute to perks. Oh, they are really like still in the early stages from the look of this. They're still talking about what's gonna be the perks, how they're gonna make the perks available, meta progression elements, engineering weapons and self-considered rewards, or this easily found. They still have a lot of talks. They're like, so it is like a bunch of, from the looks of it, like just a bunch of feedback and like talk in regards to a bunch of stuff in the game and how they're gonna still be doing this. Is there a narrative connecting Annihilation mode to the main campaign? If so, what's the premise? Annihilation mode has like extensive. It's like questions and answers, you know, in here from the looks of it. Just like asking questions and how they plan on doing certain things in the game. Okay, so I think that I like the idea of a future Alien game, but the ideas that they are making to the storyline, I mean, gameplay, this all can be very fun, but as an Alien fan, has someone that likes the lore to be consistent and not stupid, I'm really not a big fan of a lot of the ideas that they have in this game as of now, in this possible sequel. And I really hope that they change their mind about some stuff here and try to make it more basic Alien game in regards to storyline, and they don't really go so crazy with the storyline.